Hello everyone, hope you're doing good. What if I told you the best performing ad I've ever run was so simple it looked like an accident? There was no fancy edits, no crazy voiceovers, it's just a 5-second clip that demolished the competition like a sloth on roller skates. Sounds ridiculous, right? If you're a gym owner tired of flushing cash down the marketing black hole, strap in. I am about to reveal a 7-second video ad that crushed the competition in the Middle East like a sumo wrestler at a balloon party. So, let me break it down. We ran two ads, one in September 2024 and another one in January 2025. You're looking at the September one right now. I want you to just watch this 5-second video. You could see something odd about it, right? Now, you don't need to have the same services. It could be something completely different than this, but the concept is still the same. So as you saw in that 5-second clip, if we had to digest everything, it was a girl on an ice sculpt machine with a background machine sound, if you noticed it. It was oddly hypnotic, but this actually stopped people from scrolling. It's a good catch. Other than that, it's just a 5-second clip with no text, zero fluff. So next we have this clip right here. And as you could tell, it's just almost 5 seconds long, same length, same concept, and as you could see, it's nearly identical. It's a completely different service, by the way, and you could do this for services like exercise services, like unlike laying down things. It could be anything, literally. I think the reason why it worked is that because of the simplicity. It had clean visuals and a clear promise. And guess what? Almost identical results as the iSculpt version. And I know what you're thinking. Like, are you serious? Just 5 seconds of footage and suddenly I'm the marketing messiah? Yep, because in marketing, effort doesn't mean results. You could spend weeks crafting a cinematic masterpiece and still get smoked by a 5-second clip filmed on an iPhone. Marketing isn't about effort, it's about leverage. And the 80-20 rule is king, which means 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. And in this case, that 20% was a dumb, simple ad with a clear hook, clear offer, and zero distractions. So next time your genius ad gets ghosted harder than a bad Tinder date, don't cry into your keyboard. Fix your approach. Stop trying to impress people with effort. You need to start impressing their wallets by solving their actual problems. Your service needs to look like the obvious solution, not just another solution. And if you do that right, well, congrats, you just built a money printing machine. So anyway, we got sidetracked. Let's go back to the video and dissect the madness that we just saw. Two ads, iSculpt and iModel, one in September, one in January. Both are like 5 to 8 seconds long. The difference between them is that the iModel, if you notice, it didn't have a machine sound. It's actually a silent machine. But instead we left the gym background music on, and it kinda has the same effect. Since it's a very plain clip, leaving background noises, things like that, to add a little bit of spice to them is fine. Because it's not a fancy, high editing, crazy video, it's just a raw video. And that's why it did good. People like the genuineness and the simplicity sometimes, I guess. And keep in mind, the captions for both of these ads was almost the same. First, the hook, which is the pain. So the hook is basically a call out, but you don't just call them out, you call them on their problem and their pain. Later on, you put like a checklist of the benefits, but you don't just choose any benefits, you purposely choose the benefits that position the service as the solution to the problem you brought up in the hook. Since there is no text on any of these ads, the chance of people scrolling down to read the caption is even higher. You could have the caption do some heavy lifting as well, where it could actually trigger some pain and emotion, position the service as the alleviation to their pain. Before I show you the numbers and the proof in our dashboard, I want to explain why it worked so good. Because the magic isn't in fancy edits or complicated strategies. It was in the simplicity of the visuals, plus an offer that slapped harder than your pre-workout. And look, for the gym owners, I understand your perspective. I know you're tempted to overcomplicate your ads with fancy visuals. And I noticed firsthand, sometimes they just make everything worse. They add these zoom in effects, zoom out. It messes everything up, really. And sometimes it's good. And sometimes you make good ads. You schedule a fancy photo shoot and hire an expensive video editor. But the thing is, sometimes they look good, but they're made to look good and they're not made to sell. And here's the problem that gets overlooked most of the time. And I've also seen a lot of gym owners actually dive deep into the ads manager and implement tricks like retargeting strategies, lookalike audiences, day parting theories, split tests. All this feels like some NASA project or something, man. But let me ask you this, okay? Why are you trying to reinvent the wheel when a proven tire is already winning the race? Overcomplicated marketing is like wrapping your dumbbells in bubble wrap, basically. It might sound fancy, but it doesn't add any real muscle. What I'm trying to say is simply you need to focus on what actually matters, which is a clear hook that grabs attention, a pain point that smacks your audience in the face, and an offer that's more irresistible than a protein shake discount. Alright, my friends, this is Go High Level, the treasure and trove of leads and revenue. As you could see, the date is set to September. Here's the revenue we generated. This is going to be equivalent to about $40,000 in September. 6% conversion rate. We could have did so much better. About 500 leads in total. We were doing Google ads at the same time, but they didn't they basically generated like 50 leads. Everything was from Meta basically. And 37 new signups. This gym acquired 37 new members, and some of them are still there to this day. To January, we got so we stopped doing Google ads, we stopped doing TikTok, whatever, everything. We literally cut out everything, and this is just Meta. Amazing results, even better results because we were just spending half as much on ad spend here. 28 purchases with 11% conversion rate, and revenue that's about $20,000. Pretty good if you ask me. And as you could see, the numbers are so solid that would make a linebacker weep with envy. We're not talking trickles here, folks. We are talking an avalanche of leads and revenue that shows that this simple formula isn't just a fluke. And other than that, that will be it. If you are ready to stop drowning in marketing fluff and want to unleash a 5-second ad that's simpler, faster, and more powerful than a ninja on espresso, here's your playbook. Craft a short, simple creative. Hammer home the pain points and position the service as the solution to the pain. Forget the endless tweaks and focus on building an irresistible offer. And other than that, that will be it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the video. If you got value, give me a thumbs up. And if you happen to be running ads in the fitness niche, share your success stories or struggles. You might give me some video ideas. And yeah, I have nothing else left for you, so see you in the next one.